Good evening. Hi, Sharnetta. Good evening. Good evening. Hi, Miss Patrice. I think I'm going to go live tonight with this one. Good evening in Facebook. Welcome, welcome. We've got a special treat tonight. And so I decided to go live. Typically, we don't go live on Monday sessions. Typically, those are reserved for members. But tonight is, I think it's going to be a nice surprise, especially with the holidays coming. So I decided to go ahead and go live tonight. Our guest will be here momentarily. I see all of you still coming in. So welcome, welcome to everyone. Let me get situated here. Good evening to everyone. Hi, Ms. Patrice. I see your question. As of today, I am. Yes. Yes. But I can tell you my load is a little heavy, and some things I might have to give up. That might be one of them. I have not finally decided yet. But if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it a little later. I can call you or you can call me. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you to all of my members joining me in Zoom. We are going live in Facebook tonight. I decided to switch it up on Monday, so I hope you guys don't mind, but we have a really cool guest coming. Many of you may remember him, Marcel Benson with Benson Watch, and he is changing. He's actually one of our year one Black founders to pitch. And so 2 years later, he's going strong, but he's switching up his model. And very much like last year, he had a special offering. He came back to 10K to offer it to us. This year is no different. Once we embrace a founder into this community, we don't let y'all go. So you get way more than just investors when you come to 10K. You really do get customers and, marketers. But more than anything else, you get family. And so we're super, super excited. Marcel will be here any moment. And his model is going to be changed up a bit. Really, really cool. I'm excited about it. I meant to bring, hold on, I'm gonna be right back. I meant to bring my Benson watch collection so I can tell y'all this ain't make-believe. I love these founders. Hold on a second. Hey, Marcel.
Hey, how are you?
Well, I went to step away so I could show the people my Benson watch collection. So I told him this ain't make believe here. I am really, really a fan. So
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see you.
good to see you too. We're streaming live. Typically Monday sessions are member only sessions, but I said, you know what? The holidays are coming. This drop is getting ready to happen and people don't want to miss it. So I went ahead and put us live on Facebook. Let's give the community 2 more minutes to come in and then we'll get started.
Awesome.
How have you been?
I've been good, busy, just a lot of moving parts, but feeling energized. I'm actually getting ready to head back east for a couple of weeks. Today, like I leave in 2 hours to head to the airport. Okay. So haven't seen my mom in close to a year, I would say.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You got to get some mama love. It's time for that.
Yeah. So we're heading back there. So yeah, I'm excited.
Very, very good.
And you're Mrs. now?
I am Mrs. now. Yes, I am a Mrs.
Congrats. How was the ceremony?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was awesome. Beautiful. It was absolutely everything it was supposed to be.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep. It was indeed. All right, I'm gonna show my collection. People are coming in. All right. Cool. So you can tell us this is the cardinal, right?
That's the cardinal.
That's the cardinal.
Yep, that's the cardinal red.
I see that one. I think I counted. I think I'm 9 or 10.
Yep, that's an OG cardinal green emerald.
So that's the emerald.
Oh wow, got the purple.
Got the purple. Okay.
Oh, that's a rare one. That's the teal. There's only a few people with that one.
Ooh. I am of the few.
Oh, we got the pink, the cardinal pink.
See, when I be telling y'all I'll be loving on these founders, I don't be playing.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, this is a collection right here. That's the black rose. And the silver, the cardinal black. Oh, she's still going.
I'm still going.
Oh, that's the untitled gold right there. Yeah, that one sold out.
And then this is my final
they're all
one.
sold out now. Yep. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorites.
So
the matte black untitled.
I am excited about the change. So let's start from the beginning. We are here with Mr. Benson watch himself. So excited. Marcel came year 1 of the 10K project, was one of our first, I think you were one of the first top 10 of our founders. So that those first weeks of us doing this, you believed in us early and allowed us to be a part of your journey. And we are so, so very grateful for that. Many of us are investors in this community. And I love to see how you have evolved as an entrepreneur and how you are continuing to move the company forward. You're one of the few founders who gives very timely updates and keeps us really up to speed on everything you're doing. And every time I see something, I think I send you a text message and I'll be like, that's what's up, like, good job.
Yeah, thank
Because you are
that.
really, really doing it. So let's just start by you telling us a little bit about yourself, telling us, kind of, I love your origin story of how this became what it is. And then just tell us a little bit about the changes you're making currently with the company.
Sure, absolutely. I'll start by just kind of, introducing myself. My name is Marcel Benson. I'm the founder of Benson Watch Company, also known as Benson by Marcel. And I developed this love for watches, this passion for, for watches when I was about 7 years old. It's when I was gifted my first piece from my mom, who I'm going to go visit in a little bit. At the time, I didn't really, know that it would turn into this. I just knew that I loved that watch. And I spent the next, 20 years collecting watches until I amassed about 100 different pieces. And, I was encouraged by my parents to, to go to college. Nobody in my family had gone to college and graduated and, and worked in corporate. So, me doing that was like a dream come true, to my parents. And, not to say that I regret college, because I definitely, would not be the person that I am if I didn't attend Morehouse. However, there was a part of me that was kind of abandoned as I was evolving into this person that was trying to make my parents proud, right? So, I go to school, I get the good job, I'm in the good job, and I'm thinking that at some point it's going to feel like I'm doing the right thing. At some point it's going to feel, like what doing the right thing or success is supposed to feel like. I didn't even know what that was, right? I found myself extremely frustrated. I found myself, just constantly, looking for new vices or new things to buy or whatever to kind of compensate for the fact that I wasn't really feeling good. I wasn't feeling alive. I didn't even know what feeling like that was, right? And, I started really it was probably about, I think it was about year 3. I started to think about year 3 of my career. I started to think about just life in a different way. I'm just like, why is it that I have everything that they say makes you successful, but for some reason I'm not feeling fulfilled?
Right.
And this question was, plaguing me for months. And then when I finally was able to answer it for myself, that's when I decided that I needed to leave my job. The reality was that I wasn't fulfilled because I wasn't doing what I love to do. I wasn't doing something that I was passionate about. I wasn't really impacting anybody's lives. My creativity was laying dormant. I wasn't able to, express myself to the world in the way that, that I wanted to. And so I decided to go in HR one day, and I was just like, I appreciate you guys having me on board, but it's my time to leave. Handed in my resignation, and then I was off on the journey of building Benson. And it definitely wasn't something that was easy. It still isn't easy, right? And it's not supposed to be, but it's rewarding, it's fulfilling. The people that I connect with on a daily basis, the people I'm able to inspire, the feeling that I get every day I wake up, being in complete control of my time and being able, to essentially change the trajectory of other people's lives because they're witnessing, me building this, this company. And it was a risk. Things were pretty much set for me financially, but I knew that there was much more to life than just the financial side.
Right.
So I decided to go full time with Benson. Came up with the slogan that time should be spent doing what you love. This was my way of reminding myself, and it ultimately became the slogan for the company. And anybody that comes in contact with the brand, they feel that energy, they get that. They get what the whole brand represents. We're much more than just a watch. We're a organization, a company, a friend, right? That is inspiring you to spend your time doing what you love, whatever that may be. Right. I'm pretty sure there's some people that are watching this right now that are doing some things that they may not necessarily love. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right. But the goal should be to get to doing what you love. Right. Like we made it here. on earth, like we're alive in our bodies. That's already a miracle in itself. And we have, you know, some duties, you know, we have work to do. And that duty is sharing our gifts with the world. That duty is inspiring people and you know, through our work. So, you know, if we're doing something that's not tied to that in a way, you know, we're not doing our part fully. And that's nobody's fault, right? It's just an awareness. It's just you understanding it as you go, and everybody moves at different speeds at different times. So there's no such thing as doing the wrong thing. But if you feel in your heart that you know, there's something bigger or something else out there for you, you know, I definitely encourage everybody to, you know, to really start to think about what, you know, what brings fulfillment to your life. What do you love? And again, like I said, for me, it was the watches. It was an easy thing. It was something in my childhood. But like I said, as I got a little older, I started trying to be like other people. And that was the mistake. So now, you know, at the age of 34, I am evolving slowly back to that child who was 7 and excited about, you know, that watch, and expressing himself and being curious, and you know, and just wanting to love on people, right? So that's been a journey in itself, but it's brought me to a place where I'm really able to, you know, create something authentic that people can appreciate beyond, you know, this tangible item. I know that was a lot. I know that was a lot.
But you know what? That was wonderful though. And I was just sitting here thinking, I know your mother is so proud of you. I know she is proud of you. You know, the owning of one's time and really spending that time doing something valuable is something that I hope doesn't get lost on people, right? Time is the one thing I can think of that we can't create more of, right? Once it's gone, it's gone. And so we can get more money, right? But we cannot get more time. And so, you know, every time I look at my watches, we wear the watches, it definitely signifies for me the importance of living this life we're given to the highest potential, right? I always say, somebody asked me not too long ago how much money I needed in order to be able to, like, you know, live well and quit the jobs and all of that stuff. And I said, money is not the driver for me. It truly is freedom. And freedom for me equals time. I mean, it really is the freedom to come and go, right? And to be and live a free life. And so, you know, I love that your company stands for that as well. So super, super excited. Like I said, I'm a fan. I have been since the very beginning. And not only do you make beautiful timepieces, you have a beautiful company mission, and I see you out there doing it. So you took this huge step in your life, and you have done the work. And so as one of your investors, I thank you for that. You're a good model for what all of the founders that we invest in should be, because you are doing the work. And like I said, you do a great job keeping us up to speed too. Some other founders could take a note or two from you on that. Because we know they're out there doing the work, but they're keeping it to themselves. Yeah. But you are constantly updating us on what's happening with the company. So tell us about the change in business model. That's why we're here tonight.
Yes. Yeah. So you know, we are endeavoring in a new business model, just to, I'll say it like this. There are some things that, you know, I noticed about the company in terms of seasonality, right? Like times that people purchase a watch. And I think that as a CEO, like, you have to constantly be testing things against other things. You have to constantly be trying new things, because you know, if you stay in something too long, you know, and there's never a thought of like what the next thing may be. It may be too late, you know, at that moment. And you see a lot of companies fall by the wayside. So the sustainability comes from, you know, like just constantly testing your hypothesis to see if you're wrong or if you're correct, right? You know, a lot of times we can be wrong. A lot of people will sit in wrong, you know, because of pride for, you know, for years, and they'll pay for it later. So what I've noticed is that there's you know, certain periods of the year where people you know, spend more money on watches. So our company is not a food company. It's not something that you need every day. You don't need a watch to survive, right? You need food to survive. You need clothing, shelter. So those are those are companies that are going to have a high volume of repeated customers. It doesn't matter what's going on; these things are going to be consumed. So when it comes to like a luxury item, it's something that people were going to buy for for different occasions. So what I decided to do was to double down on those times of the year and just completely black out the rest of the year. So what we're doing by by creating this this scarcity, which is one of the highest drivers of revenue, right? We decided to have just a few drops per year and to black out the rest of the year. And then once this drop ends, there's no way to get that watch again unless you happen to bump into somebody that has a Benson and they let you buy it off of them, right? So
well, I think the resale value of my watches just went up.
exactly. So, and that's a big part of what we wanted to do was really put the value in the customer's hands, like really create something that that people can be proud of, beyond the the message, right? Because it is still a product, so it's still about the product being good. But we wanted to create something that just anybody doesn't have access to, right? Like you can get it during a specific window. So we have an upcoming drop, October 13th through the 15th. You can get it then, but the 15th at midnight, or really, I guess it's really the 16th at midnight because it's so 11:59 really.
Okay.
The 15th, the site shuts down, and then we'll go dark, and then we'll go into creating the the next drop, which we've actually already gotten about halfway through. So that I won't talk about that because we got this drop that we got to get through. But like I said, it just from what I've looked at in terms of like marketing dollars allocated, because we have such a concentrated period of time throughout the year to sell these watches, like I said, 3-4 times max. Now we don't have to spend as much money in marketing throughout the year, right? We can concentrate it more to leading up to the drop, and it allows us better use of our dollars, right? The dollar goes a lot further. So we still will be running ads, we still will be advertising, but it will just be to collect data, collect information, so that when that next drop comes, we have somebody that we can reach out to. When I look at some of the drops that we've had in the past, they've outperformed other releases. So but they also had the option to get that piece later. So
right.
By eliminating the amount of time, by organizing the year and such that we're pretty much guiding when the watch can be purchased, that is driving conversions this way, right? So average store online usually has about a 2% conversion rate, and we've seen conversion rates as high as 12% and better with drops. So we're expecting higher conversion with with you not being able to get these pieces anymore,
right? When you add in the scarcity piece,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see after these next 3 drops if I was correct or not. but I do believe that like what we saw was definitely correct. We're already seeing like a lower cost to acquire like customer data. People seem very excited about the drop, the conversion to get not the conversion for for the sale, but the conversion of like the data, like an ad and then getting the name and the email and the phone number is a lot cheaper than it was last year. So it shows that we're kind of like off on the right track. So like I said, the only way to truly find out is to test, and that's exactly what we're doing. But I feel it. I feel it right here that it's gonna be big.
I can tell you for all of your existing customers, what it has done is is definitely for me, and I imagine from other customers, it's put a little anxiety in the mix. Like I gotta be on my piece. I can't miss a drop. Like, because I had, I got my collection over time, right? But it was at my leisure. It's like now I'm putting drops on the calendar. You better believe the 13th is on my calendar to get my watch. So
and what else it does is, so there's a lot of companies out there that are it's all about like the dollar, right? And yes, in business, it is important to make money. Like we want to make lots of money. But it's also like, what does it mean to the culture? What does it mean to the customers and the community? And for me, I love storytelling. I love sharing things that are really going to like have a significant impact in somebody's lives, and not just lip service, right? So this particular drop was something that was highly requested, like the colors that I'm talking about. And then the next drop is it's really giving me a chance to kind of like bring people into my world a little bit. I won't give too many details about that, but having time in between selling really allows us to be a lot more creative, challenge the status quo, give you something that you haven't seen before, and you really are getting something that's one of a kind. It's unique. Nobody else in the industry is willing to take this kind of a risk. It's really not as big of a risk as they assume that it is, but a lot of people have been told that like you have to make money month to month. But if you're able to double the money that you'll make in 6 months, right, and in a 3-day window, I think it makes sense to do it like that, because like I said, you'll also be saving on the marketing side. So yeah, it's going to be big. Also, we care about our community, right? So we're giving customers the opportunity to refer friends as well, and actually monetarily benefit from that. So when you purchase your piece, it'll pop up at checkout to share with with friends. And there's no limit to how much one can make. It just really depends on your particular community, and who you send it out to.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love that part as well. And one of the things that we're doing for the 10K community, we've got a 10% discount code that we've dropped in the Zoom chat. We're going to put it in the Facebook comments. We'll be posting about it throughout drop week, right? We'll be definitely sharing all of the links with you. I would love to show them a sneak preview of the 3. Sure. Let me share my screen.
We have a surprise on drop day as well. We never give everything away at once.
I know.
We got a couple more that'll be added to the lineup.
I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so are these?
Yeah, these are the 3. We have
These are the 3. So tell us about them.
So the aqua obviously was inspired, that dial color was just inspired by like beautiful. The water that I've seen on vacation, right? The emerald was a highly regarded piece, and that was actually an exclusive drop when it came out, and it sold out. But we added stones to it because that was something that we were getting like highly requested for, and I made the commitment that when we come out with a watch and it sells out, that's what makes us unique. We won't bring that watch back. So I'm bringing this particular watch back, but we're adding the stones to it. So it's actually a different watch. So technically, we're not bringing back the emerald rose. Right. It's the emerald rose with stones, and the same with the matte black. These 2 pieces were like highly requested, with stones when we showed like a concept. And I think people are going to be really excited about that. If I had to, I
like the black stones.
If I had to bet money, I would say that and I actually might do something fun like this. You know what? I just came up with an idea. I'm actually going to, I may do, I don't know, maybe I'll do like a $200 prize or something like that for who can guess the top seller. And then people, and then we'll just raffle. We'll just pick a name out of a hat or something like that. But I'm curious to see what people think. But my guess is that it's going to be between the black or the aqua.
I would agree, and the black is leading for me. So in the chat, put which one you think is the best seller. Yeah, the black or the aqua or the green, because the green is nice too.
Yeah, no, there's not
black stones though. They did something to me. That was nice.
We got to wait until drop day, because remember I told you there's a couple that's not up there yet.
Oh, that's right.
We always want to keep that element of surprise.
This is gonna be exciting, guys.
You might not want to get married to one of these yet because you might like one of the other two that we release in the collection. So
we got a couple of days to do our budget. Maybe we can get all of them.
This is what I've told people, right? So when you get your piece, an easy way to pay yourself back is to just think of a few of your closest friends that may want this. If they purchase one or two, you get two of them to purchase two of them to purchase one, that will put you right around what one of these watches costs. So essentially by sharing, you would ultimately get your watch for free.
Nice. That's a very good. I like that.
When you're shopping.
And we've got all the, I'm going to stop sharing. We've got all of the holidays coming up, right? And then we got a few just because I love you days.
There we go.
Right? Called Monday through Friday. I accept gifts all days of the week.
Is that it shuts down on the 15th at 11:59. So you will now have a watch that will not be created again. There's not a oops, like, yeah, we're gonna bring this back. Like, we are very serious about making sure that these things are dead stock, they're done. So and then the amount will also be announced. The amount that are sold will be announced so that and we'll be sending out certificates and stuff like that, so that that you have an authentic Benson, and these pieces are they belong to the person that purchased them. And obviously you could transfer it, but you would just need to just write something up saying that somebody else is the owner. You would need to contact us so that we could update our database as well. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really I feel like a artist getting ready to go on tour or something like that, right?
And you should. You should.
All this time working on something, but you never know exactly how it's going to go over or how people are going to receive it. So I'm a little anxious about that, but also excited to just see what people are into.
Yeah, this is going to be great. Any questions from Marcel? Really think about the gift giving, guys. We even gave Benson watches to our groomsmen at the wedding. I mean, that's how for real we are about this brand. Like, we absolutely love it. Let me see if there's any questions in Facebook. For those of you watching in Facebook, I will drop the links as soon as we are done. Talisha is off tonight, so my multitasking skills are limited. So I will drop them, but I have put them here in the Zoom with us. You'll see the 10% discount code as well as the link to the order page. Make sure there are no questions. All right. This was great. I know you got to travel, and I want you to get to that airport because it's going to be crazy. We don't want any delays, but I'm so glad you were able to stop in. I knew I wanted you to talk about this personally. I started to say, I'll just give an update or put it in the newsletter. And I was like, nah, I want the man himself to come back and talk about what gave you this idea. I think it's a wonderful idea. I really, really do. Again, as an investor and as a customer, I love it. I love it, even though I got a little anxiety. But I can put it on my calendar. I will not miss this drop or any of the future ones. So if you're like me, go ahead and put it on your calendar now so that you have 3 days. There's no reason in 3 days we can't pop in and check it out and decide if we want something that's listed there. And I cannot wait to see the surprise items either.
Yeah, no, it's going to be exciting. I'm definitely looking forward to it. This it's a new chapter, right? So like I said, this and the drops coming forward, we're going to continue to raise the bar, continue to provide you guys with just things that I think exceed expectations. This will also be the last time that we make the untitles. So that silhouette, the Cardinals, the untitles, like this silhouette, and then the silhouette on the website, we're completely abandoning like that concept. So our new silhouette that's going to be like more of a signature flagship piece will be introduced in the early, well, not the early part, but the first day of spring next year. So yeah, I'm excited. Like, like I said, the Untitles, they're done. So after this drop, not only can you not get the color, but you can't get the type of watch either.
Wow.
So yeah.
See, the pressure's on. You posted a couple of weeks ago, you posted on IG, you asked people how many Bensons they had. And people had like 11 and 12. I was like, how did I get more than I got? So now I'm super competitive with this.
You're gonna see I'm dropping some content tomorrow, actually. I've been calling my top customers. I always try to like call my customers and check in on them. But I'm calling my top customers, like the top 10, and I'm giving them, like, they're getting a free Benny from the new drop. So I recorded a couple of the conversations, and like it was just heartwarming to kind of like actually hear some of the feedback. Like I'm sitting here trying to come and bless them, and they blessing me, by saying, some of the things that they were saying, and just really warmed my heart. But I say that to say that there are people that have 19 and 20 bennies. So, like these are our top customers. They have like 19 and 20. And it's just incredible just seeing, people, patronize and support the brand, over the years. And I'm like, man, 19, you might have more than I have. I have 19.
I love it. I just, it really is a beautiful thing. I mean, we don't play because I'll show the watch box. The watch box is huge, right? So we love watches. I mean, we're all about the watches in this house.
Yes.
And our Bensons are on the top. They're on the top shelf. So when you look at the glass case, that's what you see first.
There we go.
And the most pride when we're showing it to someone. It's very interesting. It didn't happen on purpose, right? It's just something about your piece and something about you that talking about it makes us so happy to share it with people. And then to show it off when people compliment it, it's like, yeah, this is a Black watchmaker. And like, we're going through the spiel, and it's just like, so you have given more than just the gift and love of knowing the importance of time. You make us proud. I mean, you really, really do. And so, thank you for that. Because that's absolutely something that personally keeps me going, right, as a CEO of the 10K project. But then just as a consumer, to see someone who followed his dream and took a risk, right? To walk away from a corporate environment. I'm in one, so I know how risky that is and how brave that is to make that move. And to see your success is beautiful. I think it was last year, I saw Benson watches one of the prizes on The Price is Right, and I almost jumped out of my seat. I was like, oh shit. I loved it. I was like, you are out here doing it. And it just made me so very proud of you. So congratulations, just to everything, to the past success, the current success, and to all of the success in the future.
Thank you.
Just absolutely happy for you. Patrice said, what are you going to do with all the freedom of time that you're going to have and that you have now?
Wow. So that's a beautiful question. And I appreciate that. I'm actually, so I actually am working on something called the Resignation Club, right? Mm-hmm. This is really like a labor of love. I actually just finished writing the book for it and everything, but it's going to be much bigger than just a book. But the Resignation Club in itself is a club of people who want to transition from working a job to owning their time and doing something that is like passion driven or entrepreneurial, right? So I wrote the book. It's actually going to be free. So everybody here will get one when it launches. I'll definitely let you know. The book is going to be free because this is something that I believe that everybody needs to know. It's essentially an 8-step process of how to get prepared to quit your job within the next year or two. So it's an 8-step process, very detailed. And it's me sharing my story, the emotions and things that I went through, things that I experienced, obstacles, hurdles, things that I completely messed up on, and just really, just making it easy. And I'm not going to say easy, because easy is not an honest word, right? Just making it simple and practical, right? Nothing in life is easy, and you shouldn't want anything to be easy, right?
Right.
Easy is what, I mean, difficulty is what develops us and gives us the grit that we need to get through inevitable things in life. Like we're all going to lose somebody that we love. We're all going to, face some sort of obstacle in some capacity, right? It's guaranteed. So we don't need to be looking for easy things, but we do need to understand how things work so that we can, we can actually go for it and, and do that thing. So this book is going to be free, but the Resignation Club is going to consist of a bunch of different educational educational options, to really just enhance people that want to make that transition. So for me, what I've been able to do that has been able to keep me in this entrepreneurial game so long is I learned how to trade. So that will be something that I'm actually working on that right now. I teach a few people, like on a one-to-one basis, but I'm working on an actual like larger a larger course that will be taught live.
Okay.
And it's specifically for people that are trying to make this transition, because a lot of times people will endeavor in entrepreneurship and not really understand how the numbers work, right? So
Yeah.
just a good rule of thumb, in your business, you shouldn't be, as a CEO, you shouldn't be making any more than 5% of that company's revenue as your salary. So that means to get a six-figure salary, like so many people want, right? You have to be making $2 million in your business. You have to be making $2 million in your business to pay yourself. How long can it take a lot of people to get to that point?
Right.
A lot of people, some people will be like, oh, build your business until your business can take care of you and all that stuff, but they're missing some of the bridge point, because that could be a 5-10 year thing. So I'm supposed to do my job that entire time? No, there are other options. And it's what I've been doing. I learned how to trade a little over 3 years ago, and it's how I pay my bills, how I'm able to travel and get and have this house and do all these things. It's not from the business, right? Because we're still building that.
Right.
It's from being able to like trade and make 2 to 3 times what I was making daily in my corporate job just by sitting in my laptop for like an hour. So I'm really going to be pouring myself into that. Just like everything that I put out is going to be about getting people to a place where they're able to spend their time doing what they love or what they're passionate. Because this is what I learned, right? I didn't know myself when I was working a job, right? Inherently, there's a part of you that you are not introduced to, because a big part of your brain, a big part of your energy and attention is on making sure that you do not lose this thing that is giving you stability. So you're doing things, for the other person. You're reporting to that job on time. You're worried about fitting into a certain box so that you don't offend certain people, or you don't make certain people mad. You might have to make certain people happy.
Right. You're thinking about it on the weekend instead of spending time with family and friends. You're thinking about it all night long, so you're restless in bed. All of those things, absolutely.
All of these things work together to essentially rob you of your livelihood, to rob you of your light and your energy. And you kind of get to a point where you just like, what is all of this for anyway? I'm pretty sure everybody's experience, and it's like I said, it's not a bad thing. It's not it's not something to beat yourself up about, but it's something to be conscious of and aware of, and to start thinking about what an alternative reality could be, an alternative, world could look like. If I just had my time back, what would I do? You want to see something real quick? This is completely raw. I'm not even, this right here is a painting my girlfriend and I made yesterday. It's like a orange, like monochromatic painting, whatever. We don't paint, but we were feeling inspired, and we were like listening to some music, and we was like, you know what, let's go to Michael's and get a canvas and like paint. I started thinking about like the fact that little moments like that can take place. When I was in corporate, I was so angry getting home. I wasn't thinking about nothing but I don't know, maybe going to the bar or something like that to make myself feel a little bit better. And then, wake up and do the same thing all over again. Now that I have like a little bit more control of my time, and it doesn't mean that I'm free all the time, right? Because, it's not about doing nothing.
Mhm.
Like I'm in control of my time, so I can build out moments where that are leisurely, or I can, if I need to, kind of shake up that creative energy, I can go and take a walk.
Right.
But just little simple things like that, just you start to learn yourself in a totally different way. And I want that for everybody. I want that for everybody. So I'm creating something that's going to to teach that. And it's gonna start off as a small group. So the first cohort is going to be about 30 people, because I want to be able to touch people one-on-one and really get them to understand like what I mean. I know there's a lot of people that are out here selling you something every day too. That's another thing. You scroll in and somebody's like, hey, buy this course. And that's not the direction that I'm going in. I'm a real human being who quit a job and created, this company that is consistently growing. And I wanna share my experiences with people so that they can have a similar result. And I can't even, and here's the thing, this thing will allow you to start to, pave your own path. I can't tell you to do this thing and it will work, but what will happen is you'll start to realize and be able to answer questions for yourself that you were not able to answer when you were completely preoccupied, by your job. So
Yeah.
I know that's verbose. That was a super long answer, but
I love that. I mean, everything about what you just said, I've shared with the community in the past. I still have my corporate job, right? In addition to being an entrepreneur. And it's something that I've been fearful I'm ready to transition, right? Emotionally, I'm ready. But I have a lifestyle that I'm not ready to give up, right? I love to travel, and as you stated, we are a startup business, right? So I'm not paying myself a 6-figure salary, right? And so it has been something that has been weighing heavy on me. What's going on with me also is my mom is in her transition end of her life. And so we're in the process of that transition taking place actively. And it's done two things for me. It's made me, one, regret that I wasn't brave enough to leave the corporate job, right? Because I'm ready. But then it's also made me realize how important my time is, right? So making time to be there, making time to experience all of the things that just, from those that I care about, all of those little things, right? Like going to the store and getting the canvas just because we say, let's go to, there were times you probably would have talked yourself out of doing that.
absolutely.
And so taking advantage of all of those little moments, I'm finding that to be priority for me. But having someone, really counsel you through that process, I think is going to be tremendous in so many lives, right? I would love to have somebody like, and it's funny because I've talked about it with a lot of people who have made the leap. And what's interesting is they all say you just have to do it, but I'm not a just do it girl, right? I was a single mom. Everything I do is strategy. Everything I've always done is strategy. I've never just done anything haphazardly. That's just not my personality type. I overthink everything. And so those approaches couldn't be my approach because that would just give me anxiety. It wouldn't make me feel good about what I'm doing. So I love that you've created, this thing that's going to help so many people, and also give them a different way at the same time to make money. Because that's what you don't hear about, right? You hear people saying, I left the job. And I'll be honest with you, I always thought they just had hella savings, right? Or a good 401k, like they were able financially to leave. Is what, anytime someone tells me that is always what I think about, is they planned so well that they were able to do that. That's not my story, right? I was late to investing, right? I didn't start investing until I was in my 40s. right? So I was late to invest. I'm trying to play catch up, which is why this community means so much to me, because I know there are so many people out there like me trying to play catch up. And so for me, the financial piece, I make a very, very good living, but I also enjoy my life. And I don't know that I would be okay not working the corporate job and changing my lifestyle, right? If I couldn't travel, that would not be good. Like I wouldn't be good to anybody if I couldn't travel.
This is actually I'm glad that you brought this up, because this is actually something that we talk about in the book. It's like, it's not about it's more of a mindset, right? Not so much because if you can extract joy from from your existing job, it's like keep it as long as you like. The idea is about feeling good about your life, and not having so many restrictions and not being so vulnerable, right? And you also have to consider like the economic changes that are taking place, the technological advances that are going to really, they're really going to hit us pretty hard in the next few years. But a lot of people are not thinking about that. So it's really just getting proactive about things. And even if it's not leaving the job, it's just like, who could not use extra money, right? So when I understood how I could replace the salary just by trading for a couple of hours, and really understanding that this thing is not, it's not some hoax, it's not some scam that somebody's trying to get you into their course about. Like, I'm really here living in LA and taking care of myself completely and running a business by opening my laptop and and trading every morning at 6:30.
Wow.
Right. So and I also understand, like, it's not just the technical things, right? When you're transitioning from a job or anything that you've been doing for an extended period of time, there's an emotional component to it. You need emotional support. You need somebody who understands the mourning that takes place when you're transitioning into this different like version of your life. Like, as when I made the decision, I thought everything was going to be all good. I didn't realize, like, man, I was gonna lose friends. I was going to because if I wanted to make this thing that I dreamed of happen, I knew that I would have to stop doing certain things. So that's another thing, right? If you're in a place that you don't love, the people that are around you, very high chance that they are not the ones that are supposed to be in your life. Right? So there's a lower self and there's a higher self, and every day we go to battle in our minds and in our spirits with which one we're going to be. Right? So over time, at some point, because it can get very hard, sometimes people will just settle into the lower self, and that lower self comes with a set of friends, it comes with a set of habits, it comes with so many different things that we like decide is going to be our life. But the moment that you start to press the envelope up here to the higher self, and you start saying no more, and you stop doing things, and you start saying yes to yourself because you're thinking about your future self, your higher self, then naturally, like I like to say this, things will start to die a natural death, right? There's no hard work involved, but there will be an emotional tax to it, because they're things that you were attached to. These are things
You'll miss what was familiar, right?
Familiar with. I stopped drinking. Like, I don't drink a drop of alcohol anymore, right? And in that, I also learned, oh wow, like, so much of my time, so much of my life was going towards doing this thing, but I was doing it with people, so it didn't feel so lonely.
Right.
I started making the transition to doing what I know I was put here to do, and it started to feel a little bit lonely. Right. And that's the early part of the transition. But then that loneliness subsides because you realize that you came here with everything that you needed. And, your company and the company of God is all you need in this world. And then once you realize that, you start to attract all of the right kinds of people to you. All of the people who vibrate, at the same frequency as you, all the people that are putting out into the world the same things you're putting out.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, I'm preaching right now, but these are all things that happen when you choose yourself, when you decide to go down that unpredictable journey of like following your passion and living life on your terms. So I'm as you can see, I'm just like extremely fired up about that. That's something that I know that I'm here to show people, and especially our people, because we get labeled so much. There's so many things we're supposed to be doing or whatever, and it's another side of life. There's another way to do things. I have a lot of friends who are highly successful, working completely for themselves and fulfilled too. That's the biggest thing. Not just making money, but fulfilled.
Right.
Yeah. So,
we took a turn, but I love it. It was necessary. I don't believe in luck, and I don't believe in coincidence. I think the conversation did exactly what it was supposed to do, right? We didn't plan to go off of talking about the watch. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. And for everybody that's listening and that will watch this replay, they are meant to watch it because they're meant to hear what we've talked about here today. So I love it. I love you, sir. I absolutely do. I do. I know you've got to travel. We're at the end of the hour. This has been amazing. I'm going to be telling everybody I know about the drop, right? And so community members, we're going to handle this just like we handled Tuesday night. Tell everybody you know about the drop, right? Give them the link, give them the discount code, tell them all about the drop so that they can take advantage of these now limited edition bennies that are coming your way. So super excited. Marcel, have a wonderful evening. Safe travels. You see your mom, hug her so tight. Tell her I said thank you for raising such a wonderful son. So thank you for being a part of this community. We absolutely appreciate you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you, and to everybody listening. I hope some of what I said, resonated, and I wish you all the best, and I will see you guys, on the other side.
Wonderful. And thank you publicly. Thank you for the watches you donated to the conference that I'm hosting a suite. And remember, guys, I had asked some of the founders to donate some items that we would give away. And then we're going to put the QR code on our display table so that it drives traffic back to their websites and their companies, just to, again, show some love to our Black founders, right? And so Marcel was so kind to donate 2 watches, beautiful pieces. And so I'm super excited to have those as part of the giveaway. It's the last weekend in October. So we'll be taking videos and pictures and all kind of stuff. And I'll shoot you all of that so you can just kind of see how much people love the watches.
Awesome. There we go.
All right. So thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay. Have a good night, everyone. Appreciate you guys for showing up this evening. Tomorrow's Bet on Black pitch has been canceled. I am going to a concert, right? So I could make up a story and tell y'all something, but it wouldn't be true. I'm going to see Tony, and I'm gonna dance and I'm gonna sing in the aisles. And so I'm not going to see y'all tomorrow. So I am using the freedom of my time to have a little fun tomorrow. And so tomorrow's pitch is canceled. If you haven't already received the Zoom email canceling it, don't be alarmed. We'll also put something on Facebook so you don't miss us for anybody who doesn't see this. But we will see you again on the 17th, where we have another Black founder scheduled to come who is doing amazing things. So thank you guys so much. I love you all. You are an awesome community to be a part of. And I will absolutely have fun, guys. All right. Safe travels, Marcel. Good night, everyone.